kids. For the past 25 years, public or parent advocates for visually impaired children has been advocating for the rights of our children. Welcome. Hello, welcome. And of course, I'd like to
Happy for your introduction. Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Good afternoon. On behalf of the world, where blindness inclusion is not just a vision, but a reality. Mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, President.
Salamat, President Eli. Gandang hapon po sa our President Eli de la Paz. Let me also acknowledge the Director for Perkins School for the Blind, the Asia Pacific Region, Ms. Amy Tango. Mahilig siguro mag-tango ito. Let me also greet Mr. Alan Mesoga of Department of Education. Let me also greet our friends from Vietnam. I just came from Ho Chi Minh a few months ago with a delegation from the Philippines looking at your education system because admittedly we are very happy to note that Vietnam is performing very well with PISA, the International Large-Scale Examination. And despite Vietnam spending lesser per student, but it's performing much better in terms of, compared to the Philippines, much better in PISA. So we went there to study your system. Let me also greet our friend education of our children. And I'm not hindi pa ako parent. No, hindi pa ako parent dahil wala pa akong anak. Matandang binata po ako. So, but meron po akong pamangkin na may autism. I have a, sorry for speaking Tagalog. I have a niece who has autism. And that's why this bill that I'm going to discuss today is very close to my heart, professionally and also personally, because I've seen the challenges of children with disabilities in getting quality education in our country. And also, I've seen a sense of inclusive education, that no child should be excluded or segregated. They should learn at the same time with all children, because in my opinion, all children should be given good education and the best quality education despite their state and disability. So some of in the law, because we're now giving the schools the responsibility to get themselves capable, equipped, and ready to accept children with disabilities. Number 4, the DepEd, in collaboration with LGU, shall initially establish and maintain at least one ILRC, Inclusive Learning Resource Center in all cities and municipalities. All existing SPED centers shall be converted to and renamed as Inclusive Learning Resource Center. So one per LGU ang itatayo. Yun po ang goal ng ating gobyerno. 5, each ILRC shall receive an ILRC supervisor and a multidisciplinary team and supported by mobile teachers, mobile multidisciplinary team, and para-teachers whenever necessary. And I'll emphasize the mobile here. No? The reason why we gave a feature of mobile teachers and multidisciplinary team is admittedly, getting specialists is very difficult. Ang hirap po kumuha ng especially for government. We have specialists that comes to this facility, but they're consultants. These specialists, so we can attract them to work in government. But admittedly, it's a challenge for local governments to hire handicrafts too. Oops. Yeah. So we also have livelihood programs, basic livelihood programs. The facility to have basic parang model room, no, in the school, so that our children will be trained how to use washing machine, microwave, and do basic chores, so that they can they will be trained in Valenzuela what is inclusive education all about. No? And
For the Parents Congress, I want you to think about your expectations. What do you hope to gain from this experience? Some of us may be looking to connect with other parents, or others maybe want to learn about resources and rights that can support our children. Sharing our experiences will be invaluable as we build a supportive community together. Right? Now, my questions are, next please. What are your expectations from the Parents Congress? Do you think it will support you in advocating for and educating your children with disabilities?
Alan Mesalva. Please give him a round of applause, everybody.
Hello po. Good afternoon po sa lahat, no? Especially to... Po?
Pwede ba tayo?
Sydney. Sydney.
Dito tayo. Dito pala, may buhay 2.25.
Yeah. Kasama siya?
Yung pala, nasa kanto.
Hubuan. Naupo na si Sydney.
Wala na ako. Ay, sorry. Sorry, Sid.
Lagi dyan. Insert card.
Sorry, sorry.
Ano nang pangyayari?
Okay.
And yeah, good morning. Okay, so my name is Clint again. And now I'm giving you the recapitulation of day 1. So yesterday we had, of course, the doxology and the national anthem, and after that we had the acknowledgement participants by our.
Then my wife and I attended the seminar much like this one. Actually, my wife and I was hesitant to go. We thought it was going to be a waste of time. But at the seminar, I saw a lot of parents in similar situation. And surely enough, over time, anger in my heart had turned into hope, because seeing all those parents, I realized that I was not alone. So I decided to join PABIC and set a goal for myself that I said I am going to learn everything about the condition of my child and try to give him the best future that I can. At the back of my mind, I was thinking maybe I would join PABIC for 3 years for the empowerment of families of these children. So pay attention, everyone, because in the next 30 minutes or hour, she will address some of your concern and give an expert insight, because you are the future. What we do here today will have an impact on the lives of the children and their family and in your community for years to come. So ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome our first speaker, the Director of the Asia Pacific Regions from Perkins School for the Blind, ang aking kaibigan, Miss Ami Pango. Palakpakan natin siya.
Hello, everyone. Guys, have you looked at your, what do you call this, booklets? Pull it out. We are 20 years later. Oh my gosh. What a blessing. Congratulations, PABIC, for putting this all together. Really something amazing. I have a special gift for you guys. Look what Debbie found. Debbie is our champion for Asia work. And PABIC is, of course, very close to Debbie's heart. And Debbie is used to be my mentor until now, my mentor, and works with me at Perkins School for the Blind. And she has a note here. It's in a folder which she found and gave it to me. And this is for PABIC, and this is for all of you. She said, with love and wonderful memories and sending warm wishes. Love, Debbie. Guess what is inside? It is the official newsletter of PABIC Volume 1, Number 1. And we should really frame this. And she also has the first Christmas card that you have ever sent to her.
In Indonesia.
Irina signs, I like to crochet and swim.
Elena is one of many children with disabilities in the country who is not in school. Growing up, she never had a way to communicate with her family. Elena needs access to an education that fits her learning needs.
Irina signs, I love to learn to sign.
Together with local partners, Perkins School for the Blind is training educators, empowering families, and supporting children like Elena across Indonesia.
Child and teacher practice reading in Braille. Children with disabilities learn in a classroom.
We support schools to become model programs that provide quality learning to children and support their inclusion in their classrooms, families, and communities.
Irina's mom.
Pembelajaran bisa bahasa isyarat dan saling marah-marah gitu semenjak dia sudah mengerti dan saya mengerti seperti dunia baru buat dia.
Education is transforming Irina's life.
Irina signs, "My dream is to make crochet clothing."
Together, we can give every child the opportunity to realize their dreams and build a world where every child belongs.
Perkins School for the Blind logo.
Helen Keller and Annie Sullivan, yes. So Helen Keller, as you all know, is a deaf-blind child. When she was little, she was considered a wild child. She had no means of communication. She would throw things, bite people, and do a lot of behaviors that is not understandable and not acceptable, right? And this was many, many years ago. Until they reached out to Perkins School and Annie Sullivan was sent to her home. And that is the beginning of Helen Keller's journey to now being a global leader. Next slide. So all over the world, Perkins would like to make Annie Sullivan all over the world. Each one of you here today is an Annie Sullivan or maybe an Annie Sullivan. Someone who will change the life of the children, someone who will give hope to your children, and someone who will really transform how they are seen in the whole world. Big focus of the work that we do because we understand, especially here in the Philippines, where many of your children are probably not in school from 7 to 5 every day, from Monday to Friday. You know, right? Do you have a part of this chat group? See, from all over the Philippines, every Friday, parents come together online to share our stories, to ask questions that matter about their children. They ask questions. Sometimes we talk about beauty tips. Sometimes we talk about politics. Sometimes we talk about budget. There's a lot of things that parents want to talk about. Sometimes it's about their partner that they need somebody to talk to. Right? So coming together as parents is very important. So before I had this, yes, we would also, of course, Leon wants to invite, go ahead.
So I invite you all to join the Friday group. Kali kayo,anood lang kayo, kwento kayo.
Hindi kailangan na regular, hindi kailangan na nakaayos, maski na naka-kerners, pwede. Hindi kailangan na bata ang anak, hindi rin kailangan bata kayo. So, anything goes, you can always join, and we really encourage families to join. And maybe later we'll give opportunity for some of the families to share. Or anyone, any of the family, would you like to share? I think that's the most important thing. What can we do while we're alive? Because we're still very alive. All of you are still very alive. We have many years of being alive. And all that we do as parents is how do we prepare our children to have a good life in adulthood, right? Next slide. So this list was put together at the very, very beginning of our time in Friday group. Okay, do you remember? don't know if some parents remember. Yeah, I see nodding. We talked a lot about this with parents. Okay? So we have a hard time to focus and they get angry very easily because their brain is tired. So we need to feed the children healthy food because that is nutrition to their body and nutrition to their brain. Okay? Next. Get hugs. Get hugs and daily massage. Touch each other. You know, in our Asia culture, we don't do enough hugging and touching. You know, there was a research that they were showing in the Latin American culture. Everyone is touching each other. They touch each other 200 times more than Asian people in the room. So Asian people, we have to embrace that a little bit. We are all human beings. We have to do a little bit more touching. We cannot touch everybody here in the room because of, you know, some of you are married, but but at home, touch each other a little bit more. Touch your partners a little bit more. Touch your children a little bit more. Touching brings a lot of intimacy to your relationship, not only with your children, but also to your partners. And if you are in a happy relationship with your children, with your family, that always reflects on how you parent your children. So take care of yourself also. Take care of your relationship. Us can discuss and can share a lot about your concerns. All right? Thank you, everyone.
The contributions of all the sectors as well who have helped us in providing inputs po. Nakasama po namin
held September 22 to 24, 2004 at the Seda Hotel, Manila Bay, Parañaque City, Metro Manila, Philippines, given on this 21st day of September, in the year of our Lord 2024, signed Eliseo de la Paz, retired PNP General, Public President.
My older one daughter, she just turned 18 about 2 months ago. And my younger one, my son, Siddharth, we call him Sid, he is going to be 14 in October, and he is the one who changed my life. A little story about myself before I tell you about Hensen. I used to work for the civil service in Bhutan. My background is molecular biology, and I used to be a biosecurity officer for the Ministry of Agriculture. And when my son, when I was pregnant with my son, that was during my 7th month of pregnancy, my son had to be delivered by emergency C-section because of very low levels of estrogen. And it was like overnight, you know, like I just went to the doctor for a regular checkup, and then the gynecologist, she examined me and she said, like, you have to be admitted immediately. And then I went into the hospital, and then they gave me steroid shots to like kind of develop my baby's, unborn baby's lungs. And then the next day they performed a C-section, and then my son he was really tiny, a little over 1 kilo, and then he had to be put in the incubator with ventilator support. So for 3 weeks, he was in the hospital in the incubator, and I was there in the mother's room. And that time, like, it's like everything's just happening on autopilot, and then after 3 weeks when the baby disabilities, you just heard from our MC that our population is less than 1 million. So we are like very few people, and so we have like, we can't have different groups for different kinds of impairments or disabilities, that there'd be like maybe 2 in one group and 5 in the other group. So calming meditation, and we do stuff like that. So next slide, please. A bit of awareness and advocacy, like you said, like I told you in the morning, we involve a lot of, we do a lot of advocacy for our parents, and Jimmy and I have become quite, I think, known faces now. So people are always saying, "Oh, you are TV talking about your children." So we advocate to the people, the public, but a lot of it is to parents. So we go to different schools. We normally reach out to the parents through the schools, because now, at least now, they are trying to get as many children with disabilities as possible to be enrolled in.
Hi.
And having hands-on learning opportunities with Perkins over the years.
Having said that, so I want to focus on, because we are just only have limited time, so I just want to focus with different strategies na how, for us a parent, how can we help our child with visual impairment, and for sometimes with additional disability, especially in to promote or to improve or to encourage our child to communicate with us. Especially, diba, for in a big family, not only the immediate parents, sometimes you have extended families. And sometimes it's difficult that you as a couple, you know what to do with your child. But sometimes with our extended family, sometimes you are not in the same same denominator, that you don't have the same strategy. So it creates problem. It creates miscommunication, and sometimes it creates stress with our kids. Because for mommy and daddy, this is okay, but for Lola, for grandma, for grandfather, not okay. Sometimes for parents, this is not okay, but for grandparents, no, it's okay. So for us, diba, Teacher Ami mentioned this morning that to have a successful model program, or even to have a child to be successful in life, it should be family, school, and community collaboration. Especially for our babies, for our students, for our client who is in the early intervention program. It's not only the parents, but the community needs to help. Okay, so I'll be sharing with you these strategies that you can use at home. You can also share with your relatives, so that you have the same strategy that you can use with a child. So, and then later I'll talk about deeper about what to do and what is bonding, imitation and turn taking, development anticipation, maintaining a responsive environment, using play as a medium of communication. Yes, actually, giving time for a child to play, diba? Play and learn. Because sometimes, diba, right now for the education system, they are thinking of, yes, we can use play as a way of teaching and learning for a child. It's not the long time ago that traditional way is the only way. And also marking the beginning and end of interaction and using personal identifier. And then later I'll
explain deeper into that. Okay, I'll just pause for a while because if I look so fast and we have friends from Indonesia that